All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wow. That was a hell of a time here. So all of you have been sticking around. Thank you so much. It is the 23rd of May, just to let you know what day it is. To let myself know what day it is as well. Rhiannon, thank you so much for hanging in here. Man, we've had some issues. Good Lord. So you know how my day is going. I hope all of you have been having a better day than this. But I think we're back. We're back in good force. So before I even start talking, Rhiannon, why don't you first tell us how your day is going, and so we can also do an audio test as well on you.
No, it's gorgeous. It looks like it might rain outside here in Florida, but other than that, it's a nice day.
Excellent.
Haven't wandered outside my apartment complex yet.
Cool. Okay. I mean, not cool. You know, I'm just kind of passively saying cool.
Straight up leaving.
Excellent. Okay. I think we're all good on the audio side here, guys. So I think we're going to have an awesome broadcast here because we've got some awesome topics to talk about, and I'm sure you're all excited to hear about it. So without further ado, I think we're ready to dive right into it. Rhiannon, are you ready?
I'm ready to dive.
All right, let's do this. So this first one here is coming to us from the lovely people at The Hollywood Reporter. And this one is regarding Jeffrey Wright and the Batman. He's saying that it's the next evolution of classic characters. Ooh, man, my nipples are hard. Okay. Jeffrey Wright is quoted as saying, "We're working together to create a mood, to create an idea, a setting, and a tone." Jeffrey Wright has offered a tad more information about the highly anticipated upcoming Warner Brothers superhero film, The Batman. Jeffrey Wright, who plays Commissioner James Gordon, visited Thursday with SiriusXM's The Jess Cagle Show, where he was careful not to give away too much, but still pulled the curtain back slightly. All right, here we go. So Jeffrey Wright is quoted as saying, "My take is, the way I explain what we're doing is, like with any film, we're working together to create a mood, to create an idea, a setting, a tone." Do I have that raspy Jeffrey Wright voice? I'm trying my best. "This is the next evolution since 1939, when these stories began. This is the next evolution of Gotham, so I am working off stage with director Matt Reeves, and who's providing the work and also working off what star Robert Pattinson is doing. We're trying to create something together that is our own, but is also Batman. And I read the script for the Batmobile, and I was like, yeah, that's it. Bruce Wayne created the most badass muscle car you could imagine, but it's grounded in Gotham. It's grounded in Americana." So, production for the film is currently on pause due to the novel coronavirus pandemic. You guys might have heard about something regarding that subject, which of course is resulting in the release for the Batman to be being pushed from summer 2021 to October 2021. So I know this is a little bit of a sprinkling in regards to some news on the Batman, but it is news nonetheless, and it's non-coronavirus related. And I think it's awesome because, Rhiannon, I know we briefly talked about this before the broadcast.
Yeah.
I'm going to show on screen right now some of the concept art for the Batmobile. I know you got a chance to look at this. So while I'm showing the audience the Batmobiles, why don't you tell us your thoughts on this? And then let's jump back to the article as well, or however you want to go about this.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a muscle car, doesn't it? Like a super.
God. Yeah.
Sexy.
Dude, I mean, first of all, guys, if you haven't seen this already, what I'm showing you right now is concept art from the concept artist Ash Thorpe. He's most notable, famous for doing concept art for one of my favorite films, Ghost in the Shell. Also, Blade Runner 2049. He is an incredible visual designer. So having him attached to this project already has... Okay. Sexual puns aside, already has me excited, okay? But provided with what Jeffrey Wright has said, I mean, look at this thing. This is definitely not like we know in the original Batman, right? Like Tim Burton, it wasn't really a realistic design. It was very like aesthetically pleasing, but like really would somebody be driving a Batmobile around like that? And it wasn't until Christopher Nolan came around and we had the Batmobile. It was kind of like a military grade SUV type Humvee type vehicle. Like that was very cool, right? And it made sense then. But like, how do you differentiate from that, right? And I really like what they're doing with this, because the whole idea behind this concept art, if you see it here, it's basically like Jeffrey Wright says, it's like a muscle car. And you know, if you are a billionaire sleuth detective who's trying to evade the police and also evade the eyesight of Gotham City, you wouldn't be wanting to roll around in a military grade tumbler that only a billionaire could buy, right? Like, how else would you get around in a fast way while also eluding cover? And I think this is great because it's basically, it's like a souped up muscle car that more or less anybody could make, right? Oh man, I'm really feeling this design. Rhiannon, sorry, I know I've talked ad infinitum about this, but I mean, just looking at this, I mean, how do you feel about this? Are you jarred by seeing this, or does it look good to you? Or
I like this concept because the last one, the Christopher Nolan one, like was pretty souped up. That looked like $1 million car.
Right.
Like,
yes,
who could Batman possibly be? Of course, it's got to be the richest man in Gotham.
Right.
Whereas this one, like, it looks like a very industrial, I don't know, like Mustang.
Right.
No, I really like it. It's a really cool concept.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Dude, I'm really excited for this. I'm loving everything. Have you heard about who the casting is regarding like some of the people in this film yet?
Yeah, I just found out like Paul Dano is going to be the Riddler, and then Colin Farrell,
right,
he has a little bit in this too.
Yes.
But from what he said, he's only going to be in it for like a bit.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That's news to me.
Yeah, this just came out.
Interesting. Okay.
Farrell's going to be in it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I did not catch that because I know, like you said, we have Paul Dano. I know Paul Dano's playing Riddler. Oh, help me. Who's that sexy Colin Farrell?
Farrell.
Farrell.
The Irish actor, yeah.
Irish, yes.
But then I'm also hearing like the Penguin is something, like there are rumors that the Penguin's going to be like involved with this. But
yeah. Penguin, Riddler, I think Two-Face might be in play. Wow. Yeah, so it's quite packed. So I was wondering, honestly, like, how are they going to do this? How are they going to combine so many of these title villains in one film? So yeah, since you brought it to my attention that he's only kind of making maybe an appearance of some sort, that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, dude, I'm really excited. So, guys, of course, we're both excited for this. The question is, of course, as always, how are you feeling about this? Do you like, one, the design of the Batmobile here? Is it getting your rocks off? Are you feeling good about it? And then also, how are you feeling about the information brought to light from Jeffrey Wright regarding the Batman being the next evolution of the characters? Because what's interesting about this is the fact that we all know Commissioner Jim Gordon is not a black man, or Jeffrey Wright, I don't know if he's black or Cuban or whatever he is. He's a person of color, if we're going to go about that phrasing, right? But I think it's a really imaginative, well, God, that's redundant, imaginative reimagining of a traditionally white character. And who better than Jeffrey Wright, a thespian as we know it, to play this character? So your thoughts down below, also in the comments over yonder. Rhiannon, we're going to move on to the second topic here. So are you ready?
I'm very ready.
All right, let's do this here, guys. This one is coming to us from Deadline. And if you haven't heard, Michael Mann, the one, the only Michael Mann, is making I guess you could call it a sequel to Miami Vice called Tokyo Vice. And then most shockingly, a prequel to Heat. Now, guys, if you don't know about Heat, Heat is one of the tentpole action thrillers of like the most within the most like the most recent decades. Christopher Nolan is known for regarding Heat as like one of his films of like high inspiration. So the fact that we're getting a prequel and also a Tokyo Vice from Michael Mann is music to my ears. So this article does detail a couple of things here. I want to start off here with the introducing paragraph. Michael Mann is renowned for series that include Miami Vice and Crime Story, and he's shaping the tone by directing the pilot of a major new HBO Max series called Tokyo Vice, which is an hour-long crime drama that stars Ansel Elgort as a Western journalist covering the crime beat in Tokyo who finds himself running afoul of a major crime boss. The episode was just finding its rhythm when coronavirus shut everything down. How to recapture the momentum. And of course, the article does go through great detail regarding the pre-production schedules of Michael Mann and company, which I will not bore all of you with. I will try to summarize as much as I can. But I think there were some interesting tidbits here. So let me begin with Michael Mann saying, in regards to a question posed from Deadline, in which they asked, where are you in terms of being able to get back in and restart regarding the production on Tokyo Vice, which he was shooting in Tokyo live with a production crew overseas, I think 2 weeks into production before it, of course, was unceremoniously shut down. Mann is quoted as saying, that really has to do with the insurance coverage, frankly. We have a policy, and I think any new production that's about to begin, the production's going to be faced with the business affairs side of the studio saying, insurance companies are not going to insure us against claims because of COVID-19. They're going to exempt that. If you were in production and you were interrupted, I think those studios feel secure in continuing. The bigger issue for us, however, is we want to do it safely and responsibly. There's going to be new protocols put in place, and the DGA, which is the Directors Guild of America, is working on those in conjunction with the studio. So that's basically saying, yes, we're going to get back into production for Tokyo Vice with guidelines mandated from the government and, of course, the DGA. Now, here's what I found really interesting, because I'm wondering, what the hell? Miami Vice, we all know Miami Vice, the titular TV series, of course, the movie as well, which also, incidentally, Rhiannon, starred Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
I'm a Japanophile. I love anything Japan for the most part, so the fact that we're getting a high... What's that?
I think we all know how obsessed you are with Japan.
Did you say we're all having incest with Japan? Is that...
Obsessed, not incest.
Ah, yes. Okay. Yes. Of course. Of course. But I was very curious to hear about this because that sounded really cool to me. Like, all right, Miami Vice set in Tokyo. What in the hell is this going to be all about? So here is a little bit of a synopsis here. And this is coming from director Michael Mann. He's on this quest to become a journalist, to be a reporter, to reveal some history that people didn't know, to reveal some truth about something that happened. Small truths, small pieces of history. Ansel has been ferocious in prep. He wrote about 3 stories. Lola Bergman from The Insider hooked up Jason Felch, who also teaches journalism, but also was an investigative reporter at the LA Times, has been involved with crime reporting in LA, has been involved with the production, helping them kind of give a very true narrative to what it's like to be a journalist in LA as a kind of setting him up for how it might be to be a foreign correspondent overseas. So this does go in great detail. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this because I'm realizing it's quite lengthy. But basically, the production is on point. They're taking it very seriously, and they're looking to come back into production ASAP, which is getting me really excited. So, Rhiannon, I'm going to conclude here because I might be having a little bit of a nerd boner getting into
I can just keep my mouth shut and let you keep talking about that because you're the one who loves Japan so much. So, like, this is like all you. I have yet to go over to Japan, so.
Well, I mean, but see, here's the thing, though. So, yeah, it's interesting because I have one perspective as somebody who's intimately familiar with Japan, intimately familiar with the work of Michael Mann. So, coming from your perspective as someone who hasn't been to Japan, correct?
Correct. I've only been in China, like in the Asia
Oh,
region.
well, shoot, you
I
beat me
know.
because I want to get to China ASAP. So,
See, and I want to go to Japan.
right? All right. So, from that perspective, as someone on the outside, so to say, I mean, how does this interest you, provided the pedigree that Michael Mann has behind him with films like Heat and Miami Vice?
I'm a sucker for some good action films, and especially when it's outside of the country, when it's shot somewhere I've never been to, like Japan. I'm very intrigued by what they can bring to this film.
Interesting you say that. Okay. Because
I wonder if it's gonna be like Japanese, like mafia involved and stuff.
okay. So yeah, something along the lines. I think if they strike a balance, like something akin to what Quentin Tarantino did in Kill Bill, Volume One,
Mm-hmm.
right? You had some yakuza mob elements to that. I
Yeah,
think which translated well to like Western audiences. Do you think that might be the case for something like this, like a Tokyo Vice, a Miami Vice set in contemporary Tokyo?
that is something. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, that'd be cool if they do like a Quentin Tarantino, like Kill Bill vibe.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the tats, but like the kimonos. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think I think if we get something close approximating to that, of course, probably less blood spraying out of the arms in a very cartoonish fashion.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Quentin
More,
Tarantino kind of overdoes it with
yeah.
that.
Very, very stylistic of him. But yeah. Okay. Cool
Yeah.
beans.
Bring back
Guys,
some Lucy Liu too.
what's that?
Bring back some Lucy Liu too.
Oh man, dude, where the hell has she been?
I think she like retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss her.
Yeah, I think Kill Bill and Charlie's Angels were like the
No.
last
And then
thing.
she was just off the map. They should just bring her back.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah.
Put her, put her into Tokyo Vice. That's her comeback.
There you go. All right. All right, cool. So let's move on to our next topic here, guys. And this one is going to be coming to us from the lovely people at Variety. And you know what? We've been talking about this subject for quite some time now. At least 6 months, guys. And you know what? More news is coming out. So, drum roll, please. Brrr. Here we go. Topic number 3 coming to us from Vice. And this is regarding The Matrix 4, in which the cast have been added an additional 8 weeks to their production schedule in the wake of the shutdown. So, let's see what this is all about. Warner Brothers appears hopeful that production on The Matrix 4 will restart by early July. Multiple sources tell Variety that the cast of Lana Wachowski's fourth installment of the sci-fi franchise has signed 8 weeks extensions to keep actors on hold until at least July 6th. Filming began in February in San Francisco before moving to Berlin in mid-March. However, cameras never got rolling in Europe because production was halted in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. Now, here's a big thing I want you to keep in your heads, guys. The film is currently scheduled for a 2021 release, and Warner Brothers has not announced an exact date, nor if it will be impacted by the postponed production. So, good to know. I mean, like, all things aside, if everything goes well, we're going to see this movie at the very latest by December 2021 next year, which is getting me very excited. The article does continue to say, this is a quote, of course, from Warner Brothers chairman Toby Emmerich, in which he says, "We could not be more excited to be re-entering the Matrix with Lana Wachowski. She is a true visionary, a singular and original creative filmmaker, and we are thrilled that she is writing, directing, and producing this new chapter in the Matrix universe." So, a little bit of sprinkling there. Of course, I wanted to get your guys' appetite wet here. But Rhiannon, I have to ask you first if you're a Matrix fan, and then second, and this is very strange that you have a trilogy conclude and then seemingly reboot with a fourth entry to start possibly another trilogy. So, provided that, one, are you familiar with the Matrix? And then two, are you excited about a fourth entry of the film?
So, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this.
All right.
I liked the first Matrix, but after that, I think it kind of went south from there. Um, yeah. And didn't they ever like wrap it up? Like the storyline, I feel like, how do you extend that? I mean, I
Right.
still watched all of them, even though I enjoyed the first one. Well, the second one was pretty good too. But after that, I think it just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sold for me personally. It didn't keep me intrigued.
Okay, so you have seen it. You lost
Yeah.
interest after the first one, the second and third. Which
The second one was good.
good?
I remember the first and second one were good, but then after that was like
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Although I like the twins, like the albino twins for whatever reason. Like I got into that.
Yeah.
Not sexually, but like I thought that they were interesting.
Hey, we're not judging here, so whatever floats your boat,
I got
man.
into albino twins.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting you say that you were expecting flack, but I think the kind of the consensus for like the community of movie fans and geekdom is that exactly they mirror exactly what you said. Was that the first one was great, obviously groundbreaking, revolutionary, but then the second entry, yeah, okay, kind of, it's palatable,
Yeah.
and the third one is just like a complete shit show. So you're not alone in thinking that, and I actually I mirror those sentiments as well.
Okay, good. I'm not alone here.
Okay. So, provided that context, are you excited for a fourth entry then?
Okay, this is going to sound bad.
That's
but,
not
like,
that's not a good start.
no, this is going to sound bad, but I will probably watch it because whenever something's modernized with like modern day technology, like if they could do like the backwards thing like in the 90s, like I'm interested in what they're going to bring in 2020
Right.
or 2021 when it comes out. I'm
Okay.
excited. I'm let's wait until the trailer comes out and I'll see if I'll go see it.
Cool. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
that's as
I'm into the Matrix, so I'll give it I'll give it a chance if the trailer's good.
that's as fair as a that's as fair as anybody could ask for.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I like to give, things chances, but I'm still not a fan of like reboots, like original content.
yeah.
I'm on that bandwagon.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, of course, the question, as always, is to you watching, what are your thoughts on this? If you've seen The Matrix, if you like it, and then, of course, how you feel about a fourth, potentially rebooting trilogy film to come out. Let me know in the live chat over yonder. Highlight my name at MoviePOP to let me know. And, of course, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. So, without further ado, we will move forward into our next topic coming to us from the lovely people at the Hollywood Reporter. Can you guys hear me yet?
Yeah.
And of course, this is regarding, wow, who would have thought this would have happened? I would have, for once. And this is so funny how this ties into The Matrix. Because, guys, if you haven't heard yet, Zack Snyder is getting the Justice League Snyder Cut released on HBO Max. Not only that, but Warner Media is investing 20 to 30, or reportedly investing 20 to 30 million dollars in post-production funds to complete this. So let me start off by reading what the article has to tell us. HBO Max will debut the project in 2021, possibly in a 4-hour director's cut or in 6 TV-style, quote, chapters, as the Helmer gets the gang back together with the original production crew to score, cut, and finish visual effects. The DC superhero movie that Snyder was forced to exit due to a family emergency, which was then substantially reshot and retooled by replacement director Joss Whedon, who, if you haven't heard, is a big deal because he basically started the whole reboot, or not reboot, but booted up the MCU with the Avengers. In its time since its release, something unusual has happened. A growing movement of fans rallied by the hashtag release the Snyder Cut had called, agitated, petitioned, and even bought a Times Square billboard and chartered a plane to fly a banner over Comic-Con for Snyder's version to be released.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know about the banner over Comic-Con. I wish I had been a fly on the wall to watch all of them just like shit themselves.
I knew about the banner flying over, but I had forgotten about it because it's been, I think, at least a year since it happened. I'm like, oh, yeah, that did happen.
What was the reaction like at Comic-Con?
I don't know about the reaction at Comic-Con, but I know at least online, it did, of course, catch headlines. And it's like, damn, these people really want that Snyder cut to be released. And it's funny because a lot of people were saying, there's no such thing as a Snyder cut. It's never coming out, yada, 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 X, Y, and Z. But essentially, some people have maintained who really knew about the situation that, yes, the Snyder cut, quote unquote, does exist, but not in a completed format. So,
and didn't he just announce, like, he was like on a Zoom call, it looked like, with like some of his fans and Henry Cavill. And he was like, should I release it? And Henry's like, I think you should. And they were like, losing their mind.
Right. Which is interesting because this is a matter of semantics here, right? So,
yeah.
Oh. Okay. Hey, Digital Nomad Sage, thank you so much for letting me know the stream is unlisted. That's why I'm wondering, like, why aren't there more people watching? Yeah, geez, I'm so sorry. I gotta I can't. Oh, Lord Almighty. This is not going to be happening moving forward. I'll guarantee you that. I don't know how to make it not unlisted. That's why. Oh, here we go. Okay, I think I got it. Public. There we go. I was wondering, like, we normally get a lot more viewers than this. What the hell is going on? But I just thought maybe because, we missed our mark at 12 o'clock, so that's probably why. Cool. Digital Nomad Sage, thank you so much for letting me know about that, first and foremost. So we're now public. Everyone can see us, so there is absolutely no excuse to be tuning in. So, okay. There we are. Looks like you're good. Rhiannon, while we're here talking technical difficulties, you might want to back it up a bit. Boom! There we go. We got you full frame. All right.
Sorry, I just like to talk so much that I just like get up and close.
I know. It's like Zordon from Power Rangers. You know how the face is like all up in Rangers. I know. I know.
Which Power Ranger were you?
My favorite Power Ranger was not Black Ranger, so don't say that. But it was Blue Ranger, actually.
Blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you have a favorite Power Ranger? I'm guessing pink.
Oh God, this is so stereotypical. I really like the pink one.
I thought so. I mean, you have to be Asian to like a yellow one, so.
But but like growing up, then I started going like, well, the yellow one's pretty cool. But then like, ooh, but the black one, like with the suit on, it was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Black suit.
Yeah, now I'd be all about that Black Ranger suit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
just a female in the black suit.
All right, so let's get back here to the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
We were talking about whether or not it existed, what the thoughts were for the people who saw that banner being flown over Comic-Con, right? Wow, there's so much to talk about. Okay, so since nobody has really been watching, I guess I can kind of indulge here reading the articles. It was revealed this Wednesday when Zack Snyder confirmed at the end of an online screening of his 2013 movie Man of Steel that his version of Justice League was indeed real and that it will be coming to HBO Max, the Warner Media digital streaming service launching May 27th this year. Wait, no, next year? Is it next year? Did I totally miss that?
I didn't read that part.
Launching May 27th. Oh, okay. Sorry, I got it right. No. Okay, so I was like, no, HBO Max is coming out this year, which is correct. May 27th. But the Snyder Cut of Justice League is coming out next year. So, cool. All right. I'm good.
You were about to, like, lose it.
I was. I'm like, dude, how the hell did I completely misread that? Because I've been following this for a while, so. Great. Guys, I'm going to try to give you the skinny here. Here's what Zack Snyder has been quoted as saying. it will be an entirely new thing, and especially talking to those who have seen the released movie, a new experience apart from that movie. You actually saw probably 1/4 of what I did. So in January 2017, Snyder had released Justice League, a version of which was probably about 4 hours long. The studios, of course, and rightly so, said, hey, dude, we can't release a 4-hour film in theaters. Cut it down a bit. And of course, as you guys know, it was mired with some production, let's call it production hell. And Zack Snyder had to unceremoniously remove himself from the production because of a family emergency. And Joss Whedon picked up the baton. And we all know how the end product turned out. It was a mishmash of ideas and tones. The film, I think to say it was a box office bomb would be doing it a kindness. Because this was supposed to be the Avengers version of Warner Brothers, DC Studios films like Marvel. And it bombed. There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of things we can talk about why that happened, but it did. So the fact that we may be getting a properly done Justice League with the original director's vision in place on HBO Max, and HBO and Warner Brothers are investing money in this. Rhiannon, I have to ask you first, if you've seen and or liked the release Justice League, and then what your anticipations are for seeing a Zack Snyder cut.
So I didn't see it in theaters.
Same.
A lot of people didn't.
Yeah. Right.
I eventually think I saw it, I don't know, it was free on a plane and there was nothing else to watch. So nice. I watched it and yeah.
Nice. Bad.
It was not great. So I'm excited to see this new version since it's supposed to be so much better.
Right.
Because yeah, I mean, I like the characters, especially Wonder Woman, and I love Gal Gadot. She's a great Wonder Woman, so I'd like to see more with that. Yeah, I don't know. I have high expectations based on what the fandom says. So yeah. I'll give it a chance. But yeah.
Okay.
The film was not great though.
No, it's an objectively bad film. I think.
Yeah.
Right. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of.
And I'm a huge superhero fan, so.
The fact that you had to wait until you were confined in a metal tube 35,000 feet in the sky before submitting yourself to watching it.
Yeah, it was either watching that film or like Mothman Prophecies or something, some like old like Richard Gere film. So I was like, yeah,
oh, that's a good film actually, though.
No, it was great, but I've seen Mothman Prophecies like twice. I was like, okay, so if I'm stuck here, I'm just gonna like watch.
Wow, dude, I totally forgot about it. I'm way more excited to talk about that now that you mention it.
Oh, about Mothman Prophecies? Oh, I could talk about that all day long.
I don't even remember what it's about, but I remember liking it. So that was like...
Yeah, it was like a supernatural movie.
Yeah, dude, okay.
Yeah, based on a real thing where people like saw a Mothman.
Right.
In Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like getting off like superhero theme.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, I didn't like the Justice League film. But you know what? I like what Zack Snyder has done. I think he's truly an artistic, aesthetic, visual visionary, right? And we've seen this exemplified, of course, in 300. Yeah. We've seen it in Watchmen, which of course, as comic book films go, that is a modern masterpiece. Right. He did drop the ball a bit on Sucker Punch. He dropped the ball a bit on Batman versus Superman. But I think, all in all, I have confidence, I have faith, and provided that, as he said here, we've only seen 1/4. That's 25% of what he has done, what he intentionally had planned for Justice League. I think those odds are good. So I'm excited to see what the Snyder Cut would be. Mm-hmm. I'm excited that Warner Media, HBO Max, is investing $20 to $30 million additional for post-production. And I'm excited, most importantly, that this is not going to be a one-off, 2.5 hour film that we just drop on streaming and let the audience watch. No, they're being thoughtful about it. There's a lot of post-production, and there's going to be, in fact, probably a 4 or 6 hour-long episode narrative here. So we're going to really get some character development as he's described. So I think that's important because character development is what would you call it? A character develop. If there's no character development,
it's essential. Then it's just lacking. It's lacking substance after that.
Right.
You're just not like as invested.
Precisely. And which I think was the problem with the original Justice League. It was all flash bang action spectacle, but I had no investment in the characters at all. So none of that mattered. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I'm pretty sure I fell asleep during that.
Yeah.
On the plane, because once you said the Flash, I'm like, I don't remember that. I think I was like half looking out the window and like half paying attention to that, which is saying a lot since I'm a big buff of like superhero stuff.
Right. Yeah. All right, guys. So you know our thoughts here. Of course, let us know what you're thinking in the live chat over yonder. Hit at MoviePOP. I'll read your thoughts, comments on air, and of course in the live chat down below. G Wolf, man, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here. You're dropping in late. We're having technical difficulties here, but Digital Nomad Sage was so sage-like in providing some advice to me to help resolve the issues, which we have done. But of course, going live here, I mistakenly did it unlisted, so it wasn't public. So, but anyhow, thanks for finding us, man. Glad you're here, guys. We're gonna move into the next topic before we do commercial break. This one, of course, is coming to us from IndieWire, and this is regarding, now you probably haven't heard of him, but Alexandre Desplat on Wes Anderson's amazing French Dispatch, and of course, Guillermo del Toro's musical Pinocchio, in case you haven't heard about that. The prolific composer calls Wes Anderson's new movie his biggest yet, and teases Guillermo del Toro's beautiful, animated Pinocchio.
Stop motion animated, right?
Yeah, and that was news to me too. That's brilliant.
With Jim Henson involved.
I did not know that either. What?
Jim Henson's involved. Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot.
Just found that one.
Jim Henson is, one of the foremost puppeteers of our time. Dating back to like 70s, 80s, prop making, right? So, wow. Okay. Full faith. No, that's great tidbits, but damn, it's just like, oh, wow, really? Couple things here, guys. I'm going to try and summarize just for the sake of time. But basically, what this composer here is saying, and he's a composer of acclaim, along the lines of, what's his name, who did a lot of Nolan's films. Oh, gosh. The composer for Nolan's films, Dark Knight.
I'm Googling that. I forgot. If anyone knows,
Hans Zimmer. There we go.
Yes.
Right.
Hans Zimmer. I love him.
Hans Zimmer, of course. If you see his name attached to any production as a composer, you're going to get some great hits. Well, the same thing goes here for Alexandre Desplat, and he's been kind of like in tandem with Wes Anderson, same as Hans Zimmer has been for Nolan. He's actually got an inside scoop on what Wes Anderson is doing for the French Dispatch, which is his newest film. If you guys haven't heard, Wes Anderson, of course, I'm sure you're familiar with. We're talking the Royal Tenenbaums. We're talking The Life Aquatic, yada yada yada. You know it all, right? He's saying this, and I like the synopsis. The film is a love letter to journalists set on an outpost of an American newspaper in a fictional 20th century city. It's so incredibly strong and different. The way that Wes is expanding his talents to another dimension with each film is just wow. It's incredible. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's mad. It's everything. Which, of course, sounds like a lot of Wes Anderson's films. So we've got more stories, more different locations, and so many ideas in every shot. So many. Wes's brain is going so fast. The performances in a Wes Anderson movie are always more like an ensemble. We have that exactly again. And here there are also really great solos and duets. Adrian Brody, Benicio del Toro, Léa Seydoux, alone or with Benicio. There are such great moments. So, guys,
his greatest, Timothée Chalamet.
Oh,
everyone's like so obsessed with him. He's in it, yeah.
Timothée Chalamet, right?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. All the girls in the entire world are obsessed with him, and I just don't get it.
Oh.
But he's in this film.
Ah, okay. So is he? Who were we talking about earlier? That mirrored that kind of
Oh,
same.
for the heartthrob thing,
Yeah.
it was the guy who played it. Um, Skarsgård. What's his name?
Is it Alexander or Bill? Bill.
He's one of the Skarsgårds.
One of the
There's like a lot
Skarsgårds.
of them in the film industry, but it's like the youngest of all the brothers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
like
got that
as
creepy
soon
hot.
as yeah, like as soon as like women saw what it looked like without the makeup on, like he's a male model, it showed like memes of girls like crawling down into like the drains to like get with him. I don't understand like heartthrobs of today.
Right. Yeah.
Orlando Bloom, that was like the last heartthrob for me.
Yeah. I think emasculated and sick is like the new hot. So
Yeah,
hats off to you,
yeah,
2020.
I don't get it. Sorry, Timothy Chalamet, if you or whatever your name is, if you watch this.
Yeah. So
I
guys,
but the internet's obsessed with him.
I want to let you know, Searchlight, which is formerly Fox Searchlight, plans to release The French Dispatch in theaters on October 16th, and The Midnight Sky, which is, I think, Bruce Clooney, George Clooney's. I was thinking of Bruce Willis for some reason. I've always got Bruce Willis on the brain, you know? As every respectable man should be. I've modeled myself after Bruce Willis. When I go bald, you goddamn right better be betting I'll be wearing a wife beater and crawling through crawl spaces hard. What's the movie called? Hard Knock style? Hard
Yeah.
Die Hard? Die Hard.
Yeah, like the Fifth Element, right?
Yeah, Fifth Element. Multi-pass.
Yeah.
So Pinocchio is coming out as well
Yes.
in 2021, which Rhiannon, you said it was stop motion. I think is fantastic. I totally
Yeah.
forgot to mention that.
There was a lot of big people working on this film.
Which one, Pinocchio or The French Dispatch?
On Pinocchio. Oh, the French one Pinocchio I'm excited about.
Really? Wait,
Yeah.
I thought you were a fan of Wes Anderson
I mean-
films.
And I watched the trailer for the French one, and it looked interesting. But I'm more excited about the Pinocchio one because apparently this is supposed to be like Del Toro's like biggest thing because like he grew up obsessed with Pinocchio. So this is like he's putting like more time and energy and creativity into this than any other project, according to a source that I saw on YouTube.
Gotcha.
So it's legit.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd be really curious about his take on this because, you know, with Pan's Labyrinth, we had kind of that whole, what would you call it? Not mystical, but fairy tale kind of storytelling.
It's like a really dark fairy tale, yeah.
But it was very dark, right? So I
Yeah,
feel
all the
like
films. The werewolf one, and then like the fish porn. What was that again?
oh yeah, something I hadn't seen it, but what was it called? Something
I
in the
watched
water.
it. Yeah.
The wave water or something like that.
Shape of Water. Yeah.
Shape of
that
Water.
was straight up
Right.
fish porn. I watched that. I didn't see it in theaters because I was like, this is going to be something I'm going to watch by myself because it's going to be too comfortable to watch a woman have sex with a fish.
Right. Okay. Well, were your gills wet or dry?
Were mine? Or were his? He was very wet.
God, I saw that and I'm like, yeah, maybe. I mean, I love the actor
Yeah. Ugh.
because he
It
played
was weird.
he played Abe Sapien in the Hellboy
Yeah.
series.
And Hellboy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's such a he's a great actor. Oh, I learned a fun fact. He was also the zombie in Hocus Pocus.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he was the zombie in Hocus Pocus. So he always like dresses up with makeup on.
Yeah.
You never see him without the makeup on.
No, yeah. I
But
can't.
anyway.
I can't recall seeing him in. I know he played Saru. I don't know if you've seen Star Trek Discovery as well. But
Oh, yeah, I have.
okay. Yeah, he played Commander Saru.
Gotcha.
Same thing.
That's like
but,
the one time, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, Del Toro does like dark stuff. So,
Right.
and I always thought like Pinocchio wasn't like happy-go-lucky. I mean, it's like I feel like it should be dark. I don't know. That's just me though. And have you seen the mock-up art for it?
No.
Ooh.
What? Is this?
They've got like sharp features.
Is this official mock-up art or is it just kind of?
Yeah. Oh
Oh
yeah, you
wow.
gotta see the mock-up art from
Oh. Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'm gonna check that out. I'm excited. Yeah, especially as it's stop motion. So all
Yeah,
for
they
it.
were kind of comparing it to Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh wow. Yeah. Sounds like a moneymaker to me. So
Hmm.
of course,
Yeah.
guys, I'm wondering what your thoughts are. Let me know in the live chat over yonder. Highlight my name at MoviePOP. Read your questions, comments on air, and of course, down in the comment section down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on Pinocchio, directed by Guillermo del Toro, and also, what are we talking about? Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch.
Yeah.
I'm excited for both. I think these are all
Yeah.
quality filmmakers, so we're going to get something awesome coming in 2021. All right, guys. So without further ado, we're going to take a quick little commercial break here. I'm working on another commercial. I know I've been delayed, but don't worry. I only have one more week of hell, aka work, left, and then I'll be free from my shackles. That is that. So new commercials will be coming. But if you'll indulge us one more time, we're going to give you our sponsors here from Delta Airlines. Probably twice. So bear with us. Grab a drink. Take a leak if you have to. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
You could just imagine the sound.
Oops, that's not the commercial break. What is that? And there we go.
Y'all be going on vacation? See, the thing is, if you about to be up out this biatch, check it. Peep Delta. We be flying all over this bitch. Let me ask you something. You fin to raise up and get your travel on? From the interior to the exterior. You got to get your posterior in one of these big-ass planes. Dog, you lay in the cut straight sitting on your ass and getting your drink on and your snack on while we floss and fly this mofo all over this bitch. East Coast, West Coast, it don't matter. Nia will get you to your hoe and back lickety-split. No Then you be back at your crib chilling with a flat spliff, thinking we was some crazy-ass angel. Hell, these fat, round, thick-ass vessels run up in the sky so deep, it be crying. Yeah, you thought it was rain. So bring a towel, because at Delta, it's laid out like that. Call one of these fly-ass Delta coochies, and make all them punk-ass co-workers of yours catch the vapors as you be off and up out. You going? We fly you there. You been? We done already flew up in there. We got you covered like a Jimmy hat. At Delta, we loves us some flying, and it be showing like a mother... Y'all be going on vacation? See, the thing is, if you about to be up out this biatch, check it. Peep Delta. We be flying all over this bitch. Let me ask you something. You fin to raise up and get your travel on? From the interior to the exterior. You got to get your posterior in one of these big-ass planes. Dog, you lay in the cut straight sitting on your ass and getting your drink on and your snack on while we floss and fly this mofo all over this bitch. East Coast, West Coast, it don't matter. Nia will get you to your hoe and back lickety-split. No Then you be back at your crib chilling with a flat spliff, thinking we was some crazy-ass angel. Hell, these fat, round, thick-ass vessels run up in the sky so deep, it be crying. Yeah, you thought it was rain. So bring a towel, because at Delta, it's laid out like that. Call one of these fly-ass Delta coochies, and make all them punk-ass co-workers of yours catch the vapors as you be off and up out. You going? We fly you there. You been? We done already flew up in there. We got you covered like a Jimmy hat. At Delta, we loves us some flying, and it be showing like a mother...
I just hijacked the remote so that when he comes back from the bathroom, I'm assuming he's in the bathroom because he left his stuff up there. He can't turn it back up.
screen. Boom! Right now. Here we are.
Here you are.
Hello. Okay, guys. Let's start off with this next topic. This is coming to us from IndieWire. Nerds, let's talk about this because I'm a sci-fi nerd if there ever was one. And Denis Villeneuve spent a full year of work designing the Dune Sandworms. The new on-screen look of the Sandworms is, of course, one of the bigger questions of what Dune fans have been wondering about Villeneuve's upcoming fantasy epic. So we have, what is that? Is that Josh Brolin? Yes, it is. And I believe it's Timothée Chalamet right there.
Oh, gosh. Everything. I don't get the whole Timothée Chalamet thing.
You know, I guess the women like him skinny and androgynous these days. So I think that's what's hot.
There's something in the water. I need like a masculine man. Come on.
I think, yeah, it's either that or we're just getting old now. You know,
no. It's weird because like all these women love him from like Call Me by Your Name, the gay movie.
Oh no.
Where he's making out with like Armie Hammer.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, women are into that now.
All right. See, we're just old in our sensibilities. You don't understand. You're old. Old people think that man has to be like a man, woman has to be like a woman. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it. I know this whole like
woke.
What is it, like fluid sexuality?
Yeah.
So like I feel like women are starting to get more drawn towards like the feminine looking men, and I'm like
no, man, I like my women looking feminine AF. I don't want any butch looking.
Really, you don't like any like Kristen Stewart?
Is she mannish?
Yeah, she's like
Kristen Stewart. Isn't she in
Twilight? She was gorgeous in Twilight, but now she's like chopped her hair and she's like shaved it and is very androgynous now. And like some guys are like, "Oh, Kristen Stewart, she's so hot." I'm like, she looks like she belongs in like a boy band now. I still love her, but
right. No, I haven't seen that.
Androgyny is in.
I'll have to check it out.
Anyway, enough about Timmy.
Right. So anyhow, guys, there's a movie called Dune coming out, directed by Denis Villeneuve, and we've got some inside scoop here from IndieWire. So let's get into it. Pulling off the spectacle of Dune requires a director to faithfully and immaculately adapt many elements of the novelist Frank Herbert's beloved book series, including bringing his giant sandworm creatures to the big screen. So Denis Villeneuve spent a full year designing and perfecting the look of the sandworms. He's quoted as saying, "We talked about every little detail that would make such a beast possible, but from the texture, the skin, to the way the mouth opens, the system to eat its food and the sand, it was a year of work to design and find the perfect shape of looked prehistoric enough." I hope that French accent's good enough. How am I doing?
I can't even understand you.
So Villeneuve's Dune stars Timothée Chalamet in the lead and in a role opposite a cast that includes Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron, Zendaya, Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård. Here we go with the Skarsgårds again, right? And of course Rebecca Ferguson. Man,
I'm also seeing like Aquaman's in it. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Jason Momoa.
And then like, oh gosh, what's her name?
Uh-oh.
I can't remember her name. I'm like looking at her photo. I can't. She was in Spider-Man. She played.
Zendaya.
Zendaya. She's in it too.
Yeah.
I like them.
Dude,
yeah, good cast.
This is a great cast. We've got a great director. We've got nothing but positive news coming out here. So, guys, if you're not familiar with Denis Villeneuve, he most recently did Blade Runner 2049. He also did Arrival. Those are his big tentpole projects. So leading him up to this fantasy epic, I think he has the pedigree to do it. We've got a lot of A-class people on screen. I'm excited for it. So I'm wondering, first of all, what your thoughts are, of course. Let me know in the live chat. Highlight my name at MoviePOP or comment down below. But Rhiannon, are you familiar, I want to ask you, with Dune?
Okay, so I never watched the original.
You know,
I
full
never watched the
disclosure,
original.
I'm aware of it, but I haven't either. So
Okay, good. But like the first time I heard about it and like Sandworms and everything, I just thought, oh God, like sci-fi is coming up with another like crappy movie. But then as soon as I saw the cast, it was like, oh,
right, yeah.
hopefully this is gonna be something good and not like embarrassing for them like Cats.
Oh God.
I mean, just because there's a good cast does not mean that the movie's gonna be great.
Yeah,
So,
this is true, right?
we definitely
It was shocking to see. I mean, Dame Judi Dench in Cats,
Oh my gosh, right.
Ian McKellen,
Yes.
Idris Elba. Like,
Phenomenal actors.
did you guys read the script?
And then Jason Derulo, he was in it too.
That's right. Yeah.
You can't say his name without like saying it. Taylor Swift. I'm a big Swiftie, and I didn't even see the movie.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get back to that one later. But yeah, I'm excited about this. It's looking good. I have full confidence in it. So
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it to you guys here. I do see we have a highlighted comment here, and it says, I hope they get Dune right this time. The last one was a slog to get through. Even Sir Patrick Stewart didn't help it. No way, dude. Was Patrick Stewart in that? Because I know David Lynch directed it. And honestly, that's the only reason why I'm thinking now, like, okay, I need to revisit this. But you know what? Even David Lynch in his best films, right? So we're talking,
Yeah.
I've seen bits of Twin Peaks. What was that one movie? Mulholland Drive. And there was another one that I saw. Eraserhead. Duh. David Lynch, if you guys aren't familiar, there's also a French analog to this director. His name is Gaspard Noé. Their films are meant to like kind of challenge your whole perspective of linear narratives, right? What we commonly expect to see in films. And so from an artistic perspective, I get it. I get what they're doing and I appreciate it. But from a viewer perspective, I found these films often very challenging to watch and not necessarily entertaining upon replay value. So I hear what you're saying regarding Dune, G Wolf. It's good to know that I guess Lynch hasn't lost his touch, and that even Patrick Stewart couldn't save it. So I'm thinking we're going to have better luck with this. Denis Villeneuve is a pretty competent director. I think he did really good with Blade Runner 2049. And even then, I was kind of testing my patience. But yeah, Rhiannon.
I was okay with Blade Runner 2049 or
Yeah,
whatever.
you were? Oh,
I liked
okay.
it.
Did you see the original? Before
No.
watching 2040? You hadn't?
I did not. I did not.
Well, that's even
No.
better. So you didn't even have that context, and you were fine with it, huh?
Yeah, I was fine with it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Sweet.
But my husband, who had seen, I think, the original one, he was a little disappointed.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to talk about that any further because I
Yeah.
could go on and on, but interesting news, guys. We've got a couple more topics here before we close out. So let's move into the next one. Of course, this will be coming to us from IndieWire, and it's regarding this sexy hunk of man meat named. Now, it's funny. It's not Mads. I thought it was Mads. I'm just realizing now. I think you pronounce it Maz.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Maz
My
Mikkelsen.
husband knows how to say it because he loves Mads Mikkelsen.
Right. Yeah, I believe it's
loves him.
Maz Mikkelsen. He has an awesome brother too, Lars Mikkelsen.
Oh, I don't even know about Lars.
Dude, have you watched Sherlock, the new one on BBC with Cumberbatch?
Gosh, I can't believe I haven't seen that because we're big Sherlock fans.
Dude, oh, you have to. It's amazing. And
We'll have to see that. Okay.
yeah, and I
Wait,
believe
you're like fans of like the what's the other one? The movie with
Downey Jr. No, that's a
Robert Downey Jr.
piece of crap compared to the BBC
No.
miniseries. Yeah, oh yeah. That aside, Lars Mikkelsen is in that, and so tangentially related is Mads Mikkelsen. Now, I thought this article was interesting, not because of necessarily the content in it, but let me start off by reading it here before it diverges into liberal nonsense. And this is coming from a self-proclaimed super liberal who lives in California, currently in San Francisco, the most liberal place on earth. Perhaps the most unlikely network drama of all time, what, with its focus on fiction's greatest villain, cannibalistic, psychiatrist, Hannibal Lecter, played by Mads Mikkelsen, and its commitment to creating a lurid and macabre? How do you say that? I don't know. You get it.
I'm not reading it. I don't know what you're going to read.
I think it's macabre. Okay. Anyhow, macabre death tab. Good Lord, this writer is really full of himself. I mean, I like the Wright, but
He's very verbose.
Verbose. Yeah, that's the word.
That's the vocab word I got from my movie.
Hannibal aired a scant 39 episodes before concluding with its third and final season in 2015. And while much was made at the time about the Brian Fuller crafted series being a better fit for, well, almost any other network, the truth of why Hannibal wasn't a bigger hit with audiences is because the timing wasn't quite right. Now, however, things might be different. Now, this article does go into a whole tirade about like socially relevant issues, which I do get, and does have like context and matters, but to suggest that like we bring back Hannibal on the heels of the rich exploiting the working class and that we should eat the rich and that Hannibal would be a great vehicle for that political message, I think is irresponsible and muddied. But
Yeah.
that aside, I think just bringing back Hannibal in general in the context of streaming services being more independent from terrestrial broadcast services and, you know, people being more receptive to streaming content, I think this would work fantastically now because, as you guys know, Hannibal did debut and aired until its conclusion on NBC, which was shocking because the production value, the gore level, all of it was screaming to be like in theaters or on a streaming provider. So I think now it could have a revived interest for audiences. And if you don't believe me, check it out. It is available to stream right now on Amazon Prime Video. So
Right now it is?
Right now. I didn't know that. I didn't know, but I'm totally watching it. Making my wife watch it.
Lose it because he loves Hannibal.
Oh no, dude! I like your husband already. Like he
loves it so much that I don't think you know this. I walked down the aisle to Vide Cormam from the Hannibal soundtrack.
Oh.
Like when we asked the choir to play Vide Cormam, he was like, "Oh," because we got married in Venice, Italy. The guy was like, "Oh, this was so beautiful. Where is it from?" I was like, "It's just the song." We didn't want to like admit that I was walking down the aisle to a Hannibal Lecter song.
Right.
So I think like right when the doors opened, I like walked in the choir. Like you could tell some of them were like, "Who is this weird fucking person?" Right. It was a gorgeous song, but no, my husband loves Hannibal, like Dude. All the Hannibal things, especially the Mads Mikkelsen one. And it's not because like he eats people, but it's like the classy aspect. He loves how classy and well educated the man is.
Right. Yeah.
But just deranged.
Yeah, I think it's
like cannibalism is like the one thing I can't do. Mm-mm.
Oh, you can't like watch it? Like it freaks you. Oh.
No. But yeah, okay, I'm weird. I love zombies, but like a functioning human being eating another person.
Oh yeah. Because it's mentally deranged, right? Not that it's necessarily graphically deranged, but the mental psychosis behind what would motivate somebody to kill someone, chop them up, and then like delicately prepare them for, you know, the nice meal.
I'm a vegetarian too, because I think it's because like when I was 7 years old, I had a dream about like someone like eating a person in front of me, and it was just like permanent vegetarian from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like when my husband watches Hannibal, like I can't be there.
Man, you're doing yourself a disservice. Your husband has he has the right idea. He's got good taste.
He's eating or cooking someone. I can't.
Just have him cover your eyes. It's all good. I mean, you might hear the
watch portions of the film that are just like absolutely beautifully done. Like especially the one with oh gosh, I'm really bad at names today.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Last one. No.
So Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Right?
Why am I forgetting his name?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when it was shot in like Florence, Italy, like beautifully shot, but disturbing.
Yeah.
Very disturbing.
So, guys, of course, you see how hot and bothered I am about Hannibal. You see how bothered, not hot, Rhiannon is about Hannibal. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the live chat. And, of course, it's not just for me. I'll read thoughts and questions you have for her as well. So shoot them on over, of course, in the live chat and down below. And then, I see G-Wolf is saying macabre. Ah, macabre. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's one of those words, macabre. Yeah. Cool, man. Thanks. Macabre. I like how you...
Does macabre spin, sorry, I'm trying to visualize it. Does it end with R-E or something?
Yeah, R-E. So, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. M-A-C-R-O-B-R-E. Is that it?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spelling bee, but I'm just spelling it in my head. Yeah, macabre.
I mean, he spelled it out for me phonetically, so it's like M-A-C-O-B. Macabre. Hey, man, you got my cob? Give my cob back.
French?
My corn on the cob. Yeah, I'm assuming it has a French...
Cob.
Yeah. Right.
It was an Italian thing.
Deja vu. All right, guys, so let's go on to our list. Is this second to last? We're getting there. Third to last topic here, and this one's coming to us from the Hollywood Reporter because John Krasinski's Some Good News has been sold to ViacomCBS following a massive bidding war. So I'm going to glaze over this one because I'm sure you've heard it elsewhere. Yeah. But the feel-good web series will have a multi-platform showcase across all of the conglomerate's brands. Though the actor, writer, producer, and director, who is John Krasinski, will no longer host it.
That's so sad.
So sad, yeah. But you know what? I guess it does make sense because, of course, he's not going to be doing YouTube once things start opening up. So it makes sense. How do I break this down and summarize this? It makes sense to me on that one perspective. I think it's interesting ViacomCBS picked it up. I'm curious to see whether or not it'll be syndicated for a first or second window distribution deal on CBS or CBS All Access or how they're going to do it. But I think what I want to say is that having a news program that is all about good news and just good news and no sensationalism by one of the largest media conglomerates in the world, that's CBS or ViacomCBS, I think, at least on paper, seems like a good idea. And I hope that the show, and I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here, I do like, and I do love, and I appreciate Some Good News.
Yeah.
But I wish it would go a little deeper, because it's kind of like, yeah, here's happy puppies and happy fluff, fluff, fluff. Like, how about show me some good news, but it's like, hey, this is happening in science. This is good. And this is happening, in tech and, good things in that perspective. Not just, superficial fluff, right? Yeah. So if they do that, I'm happy about it. What are your thoughts, Rhiannon?
Educational stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. No,
yeah. Right.
I completely agree with you on that because, as it is, I don't know a news station right now that just goes over things that you need to know that are really cool going on around the world.
Yeah.
The closest thing I can get to a good taste of what's going on is HLN. But then even with HLN. They play cute puppy videos. I don't give a flying hoot about cute puppy videos.
Right.
I agree. I want to know what's going on in the world. Good news.
Yeah.
But educational. Although it was pretty darn cute that he married that couple on his episode. Did you see that?
No, honestly, because I kind of dropped out. Because if the length of the episodes were maybe 5 or 10 minutes, maybe I could deal with it. But then I got into episode 2 and 3 and they were 25 minutes long. And I'm like, dude.
I never watched the full episode. I just watched clips I was interested in.
I see.
He ordained and he married a couple live with the entire Office cast dancing.
Okay, so I did see that clip. So that was
it was
that
a
cool.
7-minute clip that I watched. It was
right.
I don't know. I thought that was really sweet, but then you need to sprinkle in some more stuff
substance. Put some meat in that bad boy.
Yeah. I agree. Because I feel you would agree with this too. When you travel to another country, I feel like other news networks like BBC or whatever, they're so much better at going over a wide range of things that you should be aware of. Whereas here, I feel our news just stays on one thing and doesn't leave that one thing. I turn on the news and it's coronavirus. I don't know anything else about what's going on in the world.
Right. No.
Oh, I bet I'm diving deep into something else. I can see it in your eyes. No, so we need a good
No, it's not that. I'm just trying to manage the broadcast here. That's all.
Sorry. Okay, I'll shut up.
No,
I should
you're
say
good.
that.
I'm not rolling my eyes at you. I'm just doing other things here on the side because it's a one-man show for this one portion here.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah,
All
no,
right.
that's just my 2 cents. I agree with you. We need something with like tangible information,
Yep. I hear you.
not just fluff.
All right, then. So let's get to our second to last topic here, guys. I think we're second to last topic. Is it? Yes, it is. And this one is coming to us from the Hollywood Reporter. And this is regarding, oh, man, I'm really excited about this. Tenet and Christopher Nolan's meditations on time. So, this is good news here. The filmmaker has been fascinated with the subject, that is time, but don't expect the new tentpole to be like what he has done in the past. Time holds no challenge for Christopher Nolan, whether it be in terms of the plot of his latest movie, Tenet, or in his push for a theatrical release date amid the uncertainty of the COVID-19 pandemic. Even the trailer's time of release on Thursday was something the filmmaker displayed a mastery of, creating a day of anticipation before the unexpectedly announced trailer would drop and premiere on the online game Fortnite. Tenet, the latest film from Nolan, takes the director back to the realm of science fiction after his brief departure from the genre for his historical epic Dunkirk. At the center of Tenet is a mystery concerning time and the backward and forward manipulation of it, a seemingly symmetrical element that's referenced in the palindrome title, Tenet, the expected release date, 7/17, and in the fact that it's the filmmaker's 11th film, all of those numbers and titles being palindromes in and of themselves. Time has been a central moment throughout Nolan's filmography, whether through literal clock-ticking motifs or his frequent use of non-linear narratives and manipulated memories. Manipulating time in an effort to prevent Armageddon, seemingly spurred on by Kenneth Branagh's Russian nationalist, opens multiple possibilities of new realities for his characters to face and perhaps ultimately accept with some sense of finality. I think I skipped over something there. Sorry about that. I totally did. Anyhow,
We get the gist.
I think you guys get the gist, right? Basically, here's the gist, and let me just summarize. Christopher Nolan, he's sticking, presumably, you guys heard, he dropped a trailer on Fortnite. It's online. Trailer number 2, or it might be a full trailer because I think the initial trailer that was released was a teaser trailer. So this is what, maybe our first full trailer? Anyhow, it's out. It looks amazing. I'm really excited to see Christopher Nolan get back into the sci-fi genre. I know we're both big Interstellar fans, Rhiannon. Did you see the
Yes.
trailer? How are you feeling about this?
I'm embarrassed right now. I did not watch it. I
No
did
way.
not watch the no, I watched Interstellar.
I know
didn't
that.
watch
Yeah, I know
the
that.
trailer.
Oh.
Yeah, I like right when we end this broadcast, I'm going to watch it because I need to like see why you're like so invested in this project.
Oh, man, big time. And we've been talking about it a lot here, guys, so you
I
know.
know.
And it's really interesting because, you know, we know all the theaters are shut down now, but I think Christopher Nolan, Warner Brothers Studios, they've been among the very few, if not the only, noteworthy productions to say, hey, we're sticking to our release date, and that's that. And that's July 17th, coronavirus be damned. And then along came a little film called Unhinged by an indie film studio, starring Russell Crowe as a deranged, unhinged, like the title, Texan.
He's crazy so well. That's gonna be great.
Did you see it? The trailer for that?
Oh no, but I'm just saying he plays like from A Beautiful Mind. I mean, he plays crazy so
Oh,
well.
yeah. Well, now he just plays the crazy Southern hick who's like, damn it, I've got road rage and I'm going to kill you now. So,
That sounds like a typical Florida driver. Oh my gosh.
yeah. So that film is coming out, I think, July 1st, beating Nolan to the punch. But nonetheless, guys, I'm excited to see this. So, of course, let me know your thoughts over yonder in the live chat. And then, of course, down below. So we're going to close this out here with the last topic, guys, because I know we're running past an hour right now. We're not even broadcasting publicly, unfortunately. So it's unlisted for you lucky few watching. live at the moment. HBO Max is coming out. This is a very interesting article from The Hollywood Reporter regarding the service that is going to be debuting May 27th. They're basically talking about how they're building the service on the backbones of HBO Go and HBO Now, which was the streaming arm for HBO, the terrestrial service. Of course, you can get through your cable provider since like 1982, something like that. I think some of the tidbits here, which is very interesting. If you were among the among the many to watch Disney Plus when they debuted The Mandalorian online, you know Disney Plus sucked a bag of donkey D's because it was so slow. It was crashing all the time, and it was hell to watch. I mean, you might as well have torrented The Mandalorian to watch it. What I find very interesting, and what I think most companies should do, and maybe they don't have the ability to do like HBO does, is test their services to as many people as possible. So HBO Max is going to be piggybacking off the framework developed by the developers for HBO Now and HBO Go. So when they come out at launch with not only the library content from HBO, I did highlight this here. I found this fascinating. I had no idea. Where is it at? I thought I highlighted it. What in the hell? It was like HBO and like TBS or TNT. TNT's a network, right?
Yeah.
What in the hell? Oh, here it is. Okay. So HBO Max. Now you're wondering, why would I want to pay for HBO Max? I already got HBO Now or HBO Go. Well, guess what? It's going to be rolled into this new service called HBO Max, which is not only HBO, it's HBO, CNN, TNT, and Warner Brothers library. So massive, massive content, all still for the same price of $15. So I know, Rhiannon, we talked about this last time with Peacock coming out with their streaming service in an already oversaturated, crowded streaming market. But
300 streaming services.
Oh, yeah, right? Yeah, that was the number we had looked up last time, right?
Yeah.
Provided that, though, I am so down to pay $15 to get access to this. Not only because HBO has
You're about to say $15 a day?
No, not a day. A month.
I thought you were about to say a day.
No. What is that? What would that be? Like $1,000 a month or something? I suck at math. Don't check my math.
I was like, man, you love that service.
The $15 a month for all those platforms rolled into one bundle, and then HBO has quality content. Yeah, sign me up. So seeing that, I mean, how are you feeling about that number, first of all, for the service, and then also combined with all the other platforms involved in it?
Yeah, no, I like that. $15 a month for all that. That sounds great. I wonder if we're going to get that, because we already have HBO app.
Oh, well then, okay, so then I think you're among the few that will just be grandfathered into the service.
Okay, good. Okay, cool.
Right.
We have HBO. We have a lot of services.
Yeah.
We have at least 10, I think.
Streaming services?
Yeah, I don't even want to know how much my husband pays per month on top of the table.
Probably more than 100.
Disney, HBO, Stars. Yeah, I mean, we can go through all of them, but
right.
Yeah, like 10.
So guys, I want to know, of course, your thoughts in the live chat over, is it this way? I've been pointing the wrong way the whole time. This way. Yeah, that way. That's the live chat over there. And of course, in the comment section down below, let me know your thoughts. I'll be engaging with you. That is our 10th topic for the week. I'm really excited for HBO Max. Guys, we covered in the beginning of the broadcast. We're also going to be getting that Snyder cut, baby. I'm salivating over it. I'm ready for it. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around, dealing with the intricacies of our technical difficulties here. We will be getting better. I might be taking a week break next week because I will be traveling to Tejas, the Lone Star State, setting up shop with my wife in our lovely new home, and less technical difficulties because everything will remain where it's placed, and I won't be moving from one place to the other. So, without further ado, guys, Rhiannon, thank you so much for being here. Where can our fantastic viewers find you online?
I'm on Instagram. This is Rhiannon.
at This Is Rhiannon. You can find her there. Are you private or are you public?
I'm public.
Oh, sweet.
I have like 16.9 thousand followers.
Damn, somebody's flexing.
I keep losing the followers though because
yeah,
I don't post travel photos right now during quarantine.
I know. I'm seeing the drop off too.
I'm being all artsy.
Oh boy, it's all right. We'll be back in full force soon, guys. So hey, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend and week. If I don't see you next week, I'll see you the week after. So stay home, stay safe. Actually, F all that. Go outside and be safe. Live your life. See a damn movie or something. Thank you all so much.
6 feet apart.
6 feet apart, of course, because you will not catch any germs being 6 feet apart from anybody. So
Time to wrap up now.
yeah.
You're done.
I'm about done. I'm so burnt out. So guys, seriously, thank you all for being here. We'll see you next week.
Bye.